There we go. All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to White Sands Self-Care Community. I am your host and resource for self-care, Laura Cross, and your connections, also for your connections and collaborations, everything to do with self-care to help you live a happier life and healthier life. So I have with me today Bobby Aldridge, and I am really excited to have him here. We did a wonderful episode with him last month, and to get all the details, you'll definitely want to go back and catch that. But he went through years of battling injuries as a Division I college athlete, and then overcoming a serious car accident, which led him to discover and put together BamMetrics. So, Bobby, tell us a little bit more kind of about that, or how you got to that, because you found your way through your passion for wellness and stuff going through that. And if I remember right, you pretty much kind of had to wind up prehabbing and rehabbing yourself through that
Exactly.
process.
It was a long process. I started as an athlete in college, and during college I got in a car accident and broke my back. So I was out for like a full year and dealing with that, and went to a lot of therapy and trying to figure this stuff out. Plus I was a kinesiology major at the University of San Francisco, so I was studying the body and all that sort of stuff. But I constantly had pain for a couple of years, and I was playing with that, trying to figure out what could be better. And as I got into being a trainer and an athletic trainer, where I was really working with a lot of athletes and injuries were coming about, I was trying to make it easier for my clients to move without pain. And just, I had average people and I had pro athletes. So I found that the body moves the same for a pro athlete as it does for a regular person. So I came up with some tools to simplify that mobility is the key to improving performance and reducing pain. And performance might be you just walking. So people take that for granted, but they don't heel toe strike because they don't have that range of motion through their hip, knee, ankle. So the tools that I came up with make it easy for you guys to do this at home and follow the program with videos that you can watch. But 1, 2, or 3 a day, change your lifestyle and what you're doing, by one exercise a day. It's like brushing your teeth. You got to get in there and figure out, are you going to brush your teeth twice a week? Most people brush twice a day. So same thing with your body. It's got to move in the proper way to pull out rotation, get the length and the strength of the joints equal. It'll never be symmetrically perfect, but it'll be better. And the better you are, the less pain you have. So that's
Yeah, and
kind of
I
the
know
quick.
we've talked about that before. I think like you said, a lot of times when we don't move and we don't move that right way, we basically are just setting in dysfunction, and we make it worse. Was
Yeah,
that
that's
your
what that's
experience that you had when you were trying to, get over your
yes.
injuries?
Many people out there go and have pain and want to fix it and start exercising. And if you're strengthening dysfunction, those compensations are leads to the dysfunction, which leads to pain. So by running more to get in shape, if you're have an issue with your hip, knee, or ankle, all of a sudden you say, God, my knee hurts. Oh, my back hurts. You could, because you're symmetrically off. And these exercises are so simple. Some of the pros that I work with go, this is like fitness for dummies, because it's like literally put your feet 1 box apart, put your feet 2 boxes apart, put your feet 3 boxes apart. So, I mean, anybody, do not have to be a fitness person to do this. You just need to see what it is, understand it, get the tools, and get started watching videos, and it'll make a lot of sense to you.
And I'm sure if anybody's noticed, you kind of bounce a little bit. I know you don't do
Yeah.
computer chairs. So you want to
Yeah.
explain, maybe tell them a little bit of the importance of being able to do that, especially for people that are stuck in jobs in an office or in a computer all the time.
Yeah, so this is a stability ball. So when I go in to do a corporate wellness program, one of the things I teach them is they should swap over to a stability ball. Why? Because the ball moves. And to tell you guys a story, there was a group of ladies that worked sitting on a ball for 6 to 12 weeks. I forget the time limit. They lost on average 4 to 6 inches on their hips because they were just sitting, and the ball is moving constantly. Where when you sit in a chair, you're stagnant, your hips get tight. And what I tell you guys is, in between a call, lay back on the ball and just stretch out your back and shoulders, and then sit back up, get back on the next call, or start doing your work. But if you mix this in, this is why I do corporate wellness. You, on the way to the bathroom, stop, do a set of windmills. On the way to go have lunch, do a runner stretch. Before you leave the office, lay on the blocks. Those are simple things everyone can do. There is no like intensity to it. It's just a matter of practicing. And all of a sudden your body goes, oh yeah, I don't have a cavity now in that part of my body. I don't have a cavity here in that part of my body, which means you don't have pain. And so many people out there, 8 out of 10 people have had back pain in their lifetime. And that's crazy. It shouldn't happen unless you had a car accident, something that causes it. So
Yeah, we're getting ready to go out walking. My friend is visiting right now, so we walk around the property and we do it at least twice a day, no matter how we're feeling. And normally we feel better after we get walking, but
oh, that's great.
we
That's
even just got
great.
done doing a luncheon and sitting, and it's like, yeah, right now my back is screaming at me. That's why when I saw you, it's like, oh, I wish I could have my ball in here because that would have been better.
Well, yeah, and one of the biggest tricks for people out there is to close your mouth and breathe through your nose while you're walking. It's an amazing thing that it does, that it gets your diaphragm to work, not your chest and neck. When people breathe through their mouth, they're breathing chest and neck. So that's why they feel so stiff. If you just close your mouth and breathe through your nose all day, you will feel much looser and much more comfortable. So that's a quick trick you guys can all practice yourself. Close the mouth, breathe through the nose. That simple.
Then that's something new. I didn't even know about that one. I'll have to do that. And now you work with a lot of athletes, but I think right now you work on all athletes, but you're also working with golfers a lot. Are you not right now?
Yeah. I have a bunch of really good pro golfers right now. One of them is going to be a superstar here soon. Just waiting for it to happen. And yeah, don't want to jinx him and mention who it is, but he's spectacular. And then I just worked with a kid that's playing for the Lakers, so he's down there for basketball. And then I get all kinds of different college athletes that come to me in between when they're back from school. And so that's a lot of fun because I've worked with so many high school kids over the years that go into college, and some of them gone professional. One of them, Will Venable, just won the World Series. He's one of the heads of the Texas Rangers. So anyway, he went to my high school, trained with us, did stuff with us, and that's a great name out there that's been a part of what we've done over the years.
So when did you wind up creating BamMetrics? Because I know your injury and stuff, didn't you have a lot of serious back injuries from that? I know
Yeah,
an
that was
ankle or some back.
I've broken everything. Ankles, both of them, torn ligaments in my knee, broke my back, torn my rotator cuff, hurt my elbows, both of them. And so rehabbing it and playing with that through the years of being an athlete, that's how I started learning about stuff. But in the last 12 years, I came up with the tools that I have to simplify it for the people I wasn't with. Because it's hard to tell somebody, do the windmill and put your feet 8 inches apart, then 16 inches apart, then 24 inches apart. Everybody's got a different measurement
Right.
to what they do. But when I put a metric to it and had a mat and said, stand here, now everyone gets it. I teach it one time and you do it properly. And that's one of the stories I tell is the 39 physical therapists that were doing it. And they were all over the place until I dropped the mat, and then they start to do it properly based on 1 box, 2 box, 3 box. It was like completely clear, which is why it makes it so easy for you guys listening to do this on your own. It's quite simple. You just have to get started and try it out. It's life-changing in that way.
Well, and I was pretty amazed by one of the stories you shared in the episode. I won't give it all away, but it was something having to do with a sit-up challenge, I believe, or push-up challenge.
Push up
Challenge.
challenge.
Yeah,
with
push up.
with a bar, bench press the bar.
Bench
Yeah.
press a bar, and you were out doing even college people and people like half your age, and that's coming from a guy that had already broke everything.
I outdid myself by doubling what I did when I was 25. So I'm 54 now. When I was 25, I couldn't do what I just did. So the more functional you are, the more your body's in the right position, the more effortless power you have. And I was shocked the day I did that. I was like, oh my God, my program is really working well. I didn't know I could do that. Right. So, yeah, I just tell you guys, I've been doing this for 30 years. I didn't invent this stuff to make money. I invented it to help my clients, and it became a business in that way. It wasn't start the business and make money. I was literally trying to help people, and I had so many people, it was hard to teach them to do it right unless they saw me 3-4 times a week, which got expensive because I'm 175 to 250 an hour. So a lot of people can't pay that. That's a lot of money. But one order of the blocks, bands, and mat and you have your own program. It's like having a personal trainer there every day with you because the videos are teaching you. That's me telling you exactly what to do. It can't get any easier than that.
Yeah, and it's very inexpensive. Your system is that you have too, especially for a
Yeah.
one time. You want to let them know what it is to get a system.
Yeah,
Um,
it's $200, basically $199, and you basically when you order, you'll get access to the videos that will literally walk you through how to do it. And like I said, if you guys have questions and stuff, you can always reach out to me, Bobby@BamMotion.com. And it's Bobby, Bobby at Bam, and then Motion. So there's two M's in the middle.com. And I'll answer your questions or help you, or we could do a session over Zoom. You could be anywhere in the world, and this is easy to do. Especially if you love what you do and you want to feel better. I mean, it's not a question. And I have many, many, many pro athletes that do not know this stuff. So you're learning something that they don't know. And I have many stories on that of trainers and arguments I've had with different trainers about this stuff. Like, oh yeah, baseball players pull groins and hamstrings. Golfers hurt their back. That's not true. They do hurt themselves because they do stuff incorrectly. They have compensations. They don't fix the compensations, which lead to dysfunctions, which lead to pain. So all these baseball players getting injured all the time with hamstrings and groin strains is telling me they're not properly training. Okay. You will do once in a while. Yes, that's true.
sure.
But for the most part, they should have much less. It's a non-contact sport. So again, I always talk about the athletes because they're getting the training, they're doing all this stuff, and they're still getting hurt. So what's that tell you? People don't really know what they don't know. And it's time to learn some of this stuff because I have 30 years experience of all the trainers I've worked with who are great mentors to me, who have taught me all this stuff. So
Yeah, and I love how you've made it simple with the metrics and the measurements, the blocks. It really it's kind of a no-brainer. It takes all the work out of it. So,
yeah, I had
but
a girl
yeah,
in the gym the other day walk by and I was doing the bands on the mat and she goes, "Oh my God, that's a great idea." She's all, "I never know how to go as wide with my feet, and if I should change the band." And she's all, "Wow, that's a great idea." And it was like out of the blue because she didn't have one. She didn't know. And so that was funny. Yeah.
yeah. Well, like you said, people don't know what they don't know, which is another reason why I like to do this. If we can bring them more education and resources to live a healthier and a happier life, then that is perfect. So.
Yeah, this is exactly what I've been trying to do with the physical therapy, corporate wellness, and then all the golfers and sports enthusiasts.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to share that with everybody. We'll make sure all of your contact information is in there. And anybody watching this, if you want more information or especially some demonstrations on some of the exercises that you can do, go back and watch the episode on Mindful Mondays with Laura Cross. It's called From Pain to Power. I'll put that link in there because Bobby does a great job of demonstrating some of the different windmills, some of the things we've talked about, and showing you what you can do with his system. Like you said, it's just little changes. Doesn't have to be nothing major. It's even just little changes within your day to make you feel better. So thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you taking the time today with
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks for having me on, Laura. It's awesome.
And before I forget, which I shouldn't forget because I am a veteran myself, I want to wish everyone a happy Veterans Day. And thanks to all those that have served our country and all the families and everybody that has supported them also along the way. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.